John, what are some of your must-haves for foundation?
I mean, for me, what I've described earlier is really how I prep the skin for every makeup that I do. So it's, using the same products, but using them in different ways.
Are you a fan of concealer? Do you carry concealer?
Concealer is a last resort for me, especially when I'm working with something like skin enhancers. The minute you add concealer, you add texture for me. It's that kind of opacity. So I'd much rather shear out my skin enhancers and layer them with a soft brush to build up the coverage and get the coverage that way, rather than reaching immediately for a concealer for every application that I do. And obviously we're not always working with people that have an absolutely flawless complexion or 14-year-old models. We're working on a wide variety of skin textures and skin conditions, so the versatility of the products is really important. I'm also a fan of Laura Mercier's Secret Camouflage, which is a great concealer product for when I do need that additional coverage. It's a difficult texture to describe. It feels almost dry to the touch, but when it's applied with a soft brush or when it's warmed up with the hairdryer, it creates a really, really beautiful opaque coverage as well. And to finish off, if I need to powder the skin just to take down shine, I'm always reaching for the Makeup Forever HD powder. It took a little while to figure out how to work with it most effectively, but it's a product that I absolutely love.
For me, the Kevin Aquan Skin Enhancer, if I have that, I can really do anything. I'm not a fan of concealer. I find that concealer doesn't reflect or absorb light the same way that skin does, or the same way that foundation does. So I prefer to use something that I can kind of buff onto the skin and get coverage where I need it. Makeup Forever HD, I'm also a huge fan of. In full transparency, Makeup Forever is one of my sponsor brands. I key them for Fashion Week and things in New York. People think I work for the company because I talk about it so much, but I love the HD, and when they approached me to talk about it to the press, I said, HD is a technology, it is not a product, I cannot endorse this. And then I used it, and I said, oh yes, I can talk about this. It's a beautiful foundation and powder that gives me a lot of versatility. I'm also a huge fan of luminizers. I love the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat. I love the Inglot kind of concealer pen. I love the Ellis Foss. I love brands that understand that skin is layers and it has to build. I think going in with something very heavy and packing it on is very old-fashioned. And so I tend to gravitate towards the brands that let me make skin look like skin, even when I need fuller coverages.
I wanted to talk about the Makeup Forever, not only the HD. I'm not sure about the name of the foundation. It's like really liquidy.
Face and body?
Face and body. It's really good to start with it. To just apply the face and body first, do the eyes, clean it up, and then you can add some more HD or some Kevin O'Coin or whatever. But as for a start, especially when you're young in your craft, you mess up a lot and you make a lot of eyeshadow coming down, and it's really frustrating. So doing the first coat, just a really light one with the face and body, doing the eyes, just cleaning it up, and then retouching with another foundation would be a great technique to go.
So Orlando is going to get prepped for his next seminar, and John and Esther and I will continue. Thank you, Orlando, for being here with us. Please check out Orlando this summer. If you want to see some of Orlando's favorite products, Kevin Aquan is right here next to my left, Embryolisse, Makeup Forever. A lot of the brands that we work with are here in the show. Some of them are not, but if you have any questions, you will see us walking throughout the show. So we talked about complexion, we talked about, I think we went into depth with that. Before we go into color or different areas of things, I want to talk about tools. What are some of your must-have tools? Those brushes, those sponges, those eyelash curlers that you have to have.
Do we have them here to show?
We do. John just asked me, do we have the makeup show brushes here? Yes, we do. One of the things that we have done is the makeup show has partnered with Crown Brush to create a brand of brushes, we actually all have our own 3 signature brushes, or in John's case, 2 signature brushes that bring across, or Esther's case, 4 signature brushes that bring across our personal styles of makeup. So you want to talk about some of the things that you look for in a brush or?
When you look at my brush roll, you're going to see a repeat of basically the same styles of brushes. I basically carry about 4 to 6 basic shapes and about 10 of each of them. I'm a huge fan of the dual fiber brushes for complexion. One of the makeup show brushes that I think we'll be able to get our hands on is a blush-shaped dual fiber brush, which I use for basically for everything relating to skin. So from the application of moisturizer to the building of coverage, but I also use it for powder products as well. So we'll use it for contouring the face, or for finishing the makeup with the powder as well. The other brush that I'm using pretty consistently as well is a small dual fiber kabuki brush, which is a great buffing brush when you're wanting to build up more coverage, or again just for a slightly more gentle application for moisturizer for the skin too.
One of the things that I try and do with the makeup show is you'll see different brands with different prices and different philosophies, but we've got some great brush brands here with us at the show. Some natural brushes, some synthetic brushes, some that are less expensive, some that are more expensive. But if you're looking at Da Vinci, if you're looking at Crown Brush, if you're looking at Medellin Tools, you'll find a wide range of artistry brushes that work for every budget and for every artist's needs. Don't always get caught up in thinking that you need a set. I think so many times students think they need to buy a full set of brushes, but when you go and play at Da Vinci or play at Crown, you'll find those brushes that you can add to your brush collection that will supplement and bring your makeup to the next level.
There is always, when you work, your hand goes to the same brush, or 2 kinds of same brush all the time. You buy a lot of them, but then you find yourself touching the same brush over and over again. So don't fight it, just buy a few of the same one, just like John said. Because this is the way you like to work, and it's okay. You don't need to work like someone else, you just need to be comfortable. Now, as for his 2 brushes, is the one I use the most.
His 2 brushes are the one that I use the most too.
I love them.
I love the John Hennessy brushes, and the James Vincent brushes are really good. But John's brushes get me into trouble because I take about 5 or 6 of them on every job.
Yeah.
And in the US I do a lot of television on camera, and so I pick up the same brush constantly, but I always choose a clean one. And someone put a thing up, James Vincent uses dirty brushes, because they thought because I have so many of the same brush and it says John Hennessy on it, that I was using the same brush on multiple people. But I love it. I probably have in my bag right now 6 of them that I carry with me, because they're just, it's a really beautiful brush, and they're exclusive. They're only available during the makeup show, so I have to get them when I can.
Yes, I'll get some more, because I have like 8 of them, and I'm gonna steal them too. And the name of the brand is Jack Beauty Department. I call it Jack's.
Yeah.
Well, these brushes are amazing. I love them because of their colors. They're really good brushes, fiber and everything, but when I take them out, they are so colorful. They're handmade in their colors. They make me really happy. Do you know those brushes? I love them.
A lot of you probably know Miriam Jacks from her store, from her TV appearances here in Germany. She is actually doing customized brushes at her booth here by Seminar B. You can go over and get a brush and customize and design it specifically for your collection.
And we have the London brush, that are really nice brushes that I like to use. But for me, first of all, it's I don't know how you call the brush. It's just, my brush, the blending brush, the long blending brush,
fluff crease.
A fluff crease. I do everything with it, from crease to contouring to under eye to eyeshadow application. Everything. I do everything with that crease brush. And for me it works. Like, you work a lot with it too, right? Absolutely. Exactly.
I use that to powder the whole face. The London Brush Company Fluff Brush.
Yeah, it's for my area, just to...
Sharon Richards, can you show, we're talking about the London Brush Company, the fluffy crease brush that I use to powder. Can you hold that up? Yes. Or maybe it's a powder.
I'll go bring it. I can see it. No. No?
Over.
Yeah. This one and the one next to it. Yeah. Great.
Sharon Richards is the creator of London Brush Company, and I think the London brushes are something that I always gravitate towards because Sharon works as much as I do. And when you're running around kind of jumping on planes and traveling, you always want to be sure that you have your tools that can do anything you need to do. And the London Brush Company brushes are just that. They're luxury, they're affordable, you don't have to worry when you're working on a celebrity. Sharon was just in Berlin doing the movie Cloud Atlas with Halle Berry. But those brushes are a really nice way to build your color. They layer color so beautifully. You don't have to worry about lines. You don't have to worry about hard lines or creases or anything like that.
Yeah, there is the smaller version of it, like half of this. And the thing is, you can use it for any kind of product. It can be loose powder, it can be stone powder, it can be liquid, whatever. You can really buff it in and blend it well into the skin and make the graduate color
make her keep walking because you know I love the angle liner brush.
Another really good brush I love and I want to recommend is the liner brush of the Bedelium.
Good thing your boots
They have that's the name, Bedelium, right? The Bedelium. I love them because their hair is really steady. Not moving, and after a while it doesn't open and you don't have all kinds of hair going everywhere. When you use a liner brush, it's really important that she will keep herself really neat and together. And for the Bedelium, I love it. I just bought 5 of them again because it's just a really great brand for brushes as well.
For me, I think when it comes to tools, it's not just my brushes. I'm a huge fan of lash curlers, and I love the Kevin Aquan lash curler is my go-to, or the Billy B lash curler, because when it comes to lashes, I want them curled, I don't want them crimped. Kevin Aquan actually developed the Shu Uemura lash curler that so many artists love. But what he wanted to do with the Kevin Aquan curler was develop something that was a little bit larger, that allowed for a more Caucasian shaped eye. And the red synthetic strip really allows you to see where you're curling so you don't get a hard crease on the lash. My last thing with brushes, I love something that really allows me to get in. I am not one of those makeup artists that gets perfect shapes every time. I really work at it. And the London Brush Company Angle liner brushes and Angle fan brush allow me to go in and get those perfect lines. If I'm doing, one of my clients that I worked with a lot was Amy Winehouse, and like that fucking liner used to kill me because that's not easy for me. For some people it is. So what I would do is I could take a liner brush, go in, get it in taupe shadow first, and then go back with a black liner. If I'm doing a Kristen Stewart or a Joan Jett where I'm creating those smoky eyes, you know, I really love to bring in different texture. A powder black shadow over a black pencil with a black gel or cream liner. And I can go in with my angle brushes and do it without any discomfort. And then I finish it off with a fan brush. I've got my little fan brush that I love in the makeup show brushes. It's a great little way to do it, but then I saw what Sharon did and I was like, well, okay, bitch, because it is so effortless to get that mascara on, and you can put it over your faux lashes without any pull like you would get from a wand.
Makes your life
lift
easy.
and layer. It's just a really easy, and there's a wow to it. You know, I remember working with a celebrity in LA who gets her makeup done every day, and when I used the fan brush, she said, oh, I've never seen that before. And I thought,